Hey everybody, so today I am here to do my breastfeeding must-haves, and as the title implies, I will be including pumping related items because pumping is in fact breastfeeding too, duh. So at first I'm going to go over the stuff that doesn't pertain to pumping, just in case you are exclusively nursing, and that way, you know, you can just watch this first bit. But I will say that even as an exclusive pumper, I'm still using every bit of this stuff. Every bit of it is relevant to you pumpers. Also, if you guys hear any noises, I am filming this with Sophie in the room in her crib, so she can't tackle the tripod. She is reading some books and she is loving it. So on to the very first thing, which I feel like is a staple with breastfeeding, is a breastfeeding pillow. Now I've had the Boppy and I have this one by Comfort and Harmony, yes, and it is called the Mombo. I prefer this Mombo so much more than the Boppy. The Boppy to me was very unsupportive. I didn't really like it. It didn't hold up well. Honestly, it serves as a regular pillow for Sophie now. I don't know, I didn't love it. That's very nice for you to kiss the lamp. Anyways, so there is a more stiff side, which is this one, and then there is a more plush side. Not that it really matters. Either one really does the job, and I really do like this. It's held up well, and especially if you're a C-section mom, it does offer a little bit more support than other breastfeeding pillows, I feel like. So I really do enjoy this pillow. And as for using that pillow when it comes to pumping, basically I just lay Remy on it and I feed her a bottle in it, and it keeps her propped up. The next thing I have is nursing pads. I have a couple different kinds. One of, I feel like an honorable mention, but I don't use much anymore, is the Medela breast pads. They're pretty thin. They do hold a ton, although I don't find them to stay in place that much. However, my holy grail disposable nursing pads are these ones by Lansinoh. They're the new ones. The ultimate protection nursing pads. I don't know. I saw these at Target when I was pregnant. I picked them up, and the difference is, if you look at these nursing pads, it has this blue square. I really didn't think it would make a difference because I do believe they're more expensive than the regular ones, but it really does. These are so much better than the original ones. They hold a ton. They do stay in place. Absolutely love these. They are very soft too. However, I've been leaning more towards reusables, especially when I'm at home, so I've been using these ones. These are by Milkies. I will have as much stuff as I can link for you guys down below as always, but I have been trying these out. I've been really liking them, and so far I have no complaints. These were a definite must-have in the very beginning, and I still use them to this day, but they are the Lansinoh Soothie gel pads. I know a few different brands make something like this, but this is just what I picked up at Walmart. And basically this is what they look like, and then you peel them off. This back side is like a gauze, and then it's just got like this little gel side. Now I keep mine in the fridge so that when I take them out, they're nice and cool. It's not too much, even in the fridge, it's not too much, at least for me. Very, very soothing, very nice. And I do believe on one of these I had designated to when I would put some kind of like oil, or like coconut oil or nipple cream or something like that, and I would put one over, a cold one over that, and woo, I'd be in heaven. It would feel so good. So speaking of Nipple Balm, let's go for it. I do have the regular lanolins over here, which I honestly haven't used that much this time around, although I will say it's very nice for the beginning, for when you're too tired to constantly reapply stuff, because it is more like, it's a thicker consistency and you don't have to constantly reapply it. So I do like it for then. Either one you can't go really wrong with, and I like both of them, but I don't use them that much anymore. Something super simple that you probably already have in your home is coconut oil. This is just a little travel pill case that I got from Walmart's travel section. Put some coconut oil in there, took it with me to the hospital, and it was really great. Obviously everyone knows you can use coconut oil for a ton of different things, and it honestly is really great. And then one of the very first nipple balms that I tried, I guess it is called a nipple butter, but it is the Earth Mama Angel Baby. Really, really love this stuff, especially I'm sorry, I just realized that she's been babbling in the background. The butter is amazing, especially for when you start to get a little bit chapped and things may get cracked. And I can't remember if I had a cracked nipple this time around. I'm not really sure, but regardless, it seemed to heal my nipples really quickly if I had an issue, and I really liked it. However, when I was nursing, Remy did not like the taste of this. It does have a cocoa scent to it. Honestly, it makes me still want to gag a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of cocoa smelling things, but it is amazing nonetheless. I use this religiously, and you can see I barely put a dent in it. I don't know, it's great. In my experience, we both just weren't in love with it because of the smell. So I switched over and I started trying the Honest Nipple Balm. Yeah, this one's called a Nipple Balm. All have different names, but this one is awesome. You can see I've used this one a little bit more, but it's great. It doesn't have any scent or anything. Obviously, they're both great. They don't have any like kind of crappy ingredients or anything, but they're awesome. I do really like this one because it doesn't have a smell. However, I would say it doesn't heal me up as quick as what the Earth Mama Angel Baby one did, but they're both great nonetheless, and I think they're around the same price. My camera just died in the middle of all that, so hopefully I'm picking up in the right spot. But the last little nipple product that I wanted to talk about was Apno. That stands for All-Purpose Nipple Ointment. Basically, it's for bleeding or cracked nipples. I've made this during each of my journeys, and it's proven to be amazing. Just awesome. Anytime you're having some of that going on, if you put some Apno on it, it heals it up so quickly. It's awesome. I do believe there's recipes on Pinterest and stuff, so just look it up. Like I said, all-purpose nipple ointment. You'll find the recipe on there. You can get a prescription for it, but it's really expensive when you can make it at home. It's just the same thing. So that has been amazing as well. The next couple things that I used a ton, especially in the early days, were the Lansinoh Therapearls. Now I have a couple sets of these. I have a couple that are still in my fridge, and then I just have these sitting in our bedroom. The ones in the fridge I used a ton, especially when I was engorged in the beginning. I would just lay those puppies on there. Oh, it would make it feel so good. And then these, like I said, I just leave out because I would use them when I needed to have something warm. A warm compress really helps get a letdown, especially if you're pumping, but it is just great even if you have a clog and your hand expressing, whatever it may be. Just for a warm compress, these are amazing. It does come with a little fabric sleeve that you can slip on over it if it's a little too intense, but honestly, I just put this thing right on my boob. Been fine. So those are great. Something that I feel like gets really like no respect in the breastfeeding world is muslin blankets. I don't know why, but they are amazing. I didn't use them a ton with Sophie, but with Remy, I feel like, you know, laundry is not getting done as often as it did now that I have 2 kids at home, so I'm desperate for anything. These are amazing because they're huge. You can use them for so many different things, whether it's wiping off milk off their face. But I also really like these for nursing covers. You know, obviously, like I said, laundry wasn't getting done that often. So you just tie the corners and you got a nursing cover. But I really like the solid colors because it's harder to see through. And I use this in a pinch in the car too if I need a pumping cover. So it's really great. I love these. And like I said, I kind of prefer the solid colors because they're harder to see through if you're going to use them for, you know, covers and whatever, if you care that much. The next thing that I want to talk about was a feeding tracker app. The one that I like the most, because I downloaded a few, but honestly they were all so-so. I really like Glow Baby. This is what it looks like right here. This is pretty all-inclusive because it tracks baby's weight, height, head circumference, everything to do with baby in general, but you can also track feeding. So I'm going to pull it up really quickly here for you guys. Obviously, I haven't used this in a long time, but you can see right here, it does have the option to track a whole bunch of different things. When you hit track a feed, I'm keeping her entertained by giving her books. Here you go. Slipping them through the cracks of the crib. Anyways, like I said, mine's on a bottle because I am peeing, but if you go over, there's a button for you to time your nursing session. So this is really great. It keeps track of it. I believe you could set alarms. I'm not entirely sure on that one, but it is great nonetheless. I really love it, especially since it's like everything all in one place. Something else that I really loved from the very beginning was my Covered Goods nursing cover, or it's the Covered Goods multi-use cover, something like that. I can't remember what it's called anymore, but basically it is a multi-use product. But in the very early days in the hospital, I was using it to cover up when I was nursing, when, you know, people would come and visit us in the hospital room, but I was also using it for skin to skin. I still use it to this day as a pumping cover. I have a whole review on this because it is great, especially if you're a plus size mom like I am. I do not personally like those just front covers because, you know, I got rolls and stuff on the side that I don't need everybody seeing. So I like to be 360 covered, and this is amazing for that. Like I said, I am plus size, so it fits me no problem, and it's great. I've had this for, I would say, like a 1.5 years 3.5, maybe a little under that, and it's held up amazingly. It also doubles as a shopping cart and a car seat cover. Also, with the nursing tanks that I love, it is this brand. I get them from Target. I've used the same brand with both girls, and I absolutely love them. It is this brand, the Gilligan and O'Malley. That's what the size I wear, which is an extra large. Yeah, and I will say that I am rather large chested. I only need an extra large, and it's very supportive for me. I will say the solid colors, I have mostly black, I have one white, and those are very supportive. I have one with the buttons, and it's not nearly as supportive as the solid ones. I don't know what the difference is. They're made by the same people, but I love these. I don't wear a bra much anymore these days, and when I mean much, I mean almost never. It's just so uncomfortable for me, but honestly, I can get away with it with these nursing tanks because they're super supportive. I really like them. They are like 20 bucks at Target, but if you put them on your baby registry and they send you those 15% off coupons, you can use the 15% off on the nursing tanks, which is what I did. Something you need if you're breastfeeding. Honestly, this is like not cutting it anymore, but it's a water bottle. This is a 32-ounce Contigo water bottle. I do believe it's called the Addison, and this is in the aqua color. I have talked about this so many times on my channel, but I love it. It holds a ton of water. I took the straw out of mine just because it wasn't fast flowing enough for me, and honestly now most of the time I just unscrew it and drink straight from here. But it's great. It's leak proof. I have 2 of these in my home, so it's kind of wherever I am, I always have a water bottle. It's great because when you're breastfeeding, you are so thirsty all the time.
Mama.
What?
I want a book.
You want a book?
Yeah.
She's not the cutest. My hair was so staticky and bugging the crap out of me, so I just pushed it back. But on to the things that are more pumping specific. One thing that you're gonna need is a bottle bag. I like to have a separate bottle bag for breast milk, all your pump parts, especially if you're trying to keep those cold while traveling. This one is great. It's made by Fisher-Price. I have had this for a really long time. No rips, tears, anything. It's super easy to clean on the inside in case you spill any milk down in there. It does have little elastic bands down inside that fit Dr. Brown's standard bottles pretty well, and it's a great bag. It's super deep. It is a pretty, big bag, but I love it, especially if you're gonna have bottles and pump parts and everything trying to keep cool. And it does have like extra pockets. It has 2 cinch pockets on either side, zip, little Velcro, and then on the inside it even has a pocket. So it's really great, and it's only like 16 bucks at Babies R Us, so I didn't think that was too bad. My favorite cooler pack, which I know some of this stuff might seem silly, but honestly it's not when you start breastfeeding, but my favorite cooler pack is the Medela one. I like that the bottle is like cut out of it, but it's also just so thick that when you get this thing frozen, it's my longest lasting freezer pack. I honestly want to get a couple more of these because other ones just don't stay frozen as long. It's amazing. So this will only really apply if you have a Spectra pump, but it is amazing. It's a little Spectra piece adapter that you can buy off of Amazon, and it makes it so it's compatible with Medela parts. This is really great if you're an experienced exclusive pumper, you've already have a ton of Medela parts, but you have a Spectra pump now. It basically just attaches to your backflow protector like this. As you can see, you just slip this on here, and then you're just going to put this into the back of your Medela flange, and there you go. That's all there is to it. It's great. There's no cutting a tubing. There's no like weird old Spectra Medela hack anymore. It's super simple. I do believe it's Mom that makes these little adapters. So when you get them in the mail, it's literally just this little piece, but it's great. I think it was like either $7 or $10 with shipping for a set of 2 of these, but honestly, it's worth it all day long. Obviously, with pumping, you gotta have a place to put it. So I have been using breast milk storage bags like crazy. I know I have a old review up of like, what was it, 13 different kinds or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I did test those out. That was forever ago though, and I've been testing out more for you guys. My current favorite is the new Lansinoh bags. Never thought I would see the day in which I said that Lansinoh is my favorite breast milk storage bag, but it is. I tried the new honeysuckle ones and I was thoroughly unimpressed. I had so many leaky bags that I refused to order again. They also didn't have any smaller sets other than the 300 and the other versions of their bags, so I couldn't even try them out without committing to like $60 worth of bags, which is a little ridiculous. So for your price, and so far I have been liking the Lansinoh bags. That's all I'm gonna say, so I don't spoil a review. So obviously with pumping, you're gonna need a breast pump. I do have a few different reviews of breast pumps on my channel. I'll have those linked down below too, and you can kind of decide, but you are gonna need one. I will say, make sure your insurance doesn't cover a breast pump before you pay for one though. So something else that I've been loving this pumping journey is called the Perfect Latch, and this is what it looks like. Now you guys are probably like, what the heck is this? It comes with two. I have the other one down here, but it does come with two. But basically these are nipple cushions to go inside your flange to make pumping more comfortable. I am so excited to finally have these. Basically, the Perfect Latch has taken place of me lubing my flange. I personally started getting really lazy with it and just didn't want to do it because, I don't know, I hate getting my fingers dirty. I feel like I have to wash my entire hands. I know that's probably silly. This is what it looks like when you put it inside your flange, and it has made pumping so much more comfortable for me. I will be having a full review of the Perfect Latch here on my channel pretty soon. Also, I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this before, but I have outgrown my Simple Wishes bra. I do no longer fit in that. I was so shocked to find out. I took it to the hospital with me and I couldn't get it on, and I was like, okay, well, I'll wait a few weeks. Nope, still doesn't fit. Still doesn't fit at 4 months postpartum. So I found this product called a pump strap, and this is what it looks like. And it has worked amazingly. It's basically like a giant piece of Velcro on the back. There we go. And basically you just wrap it around yourself and you can adjust it to whatever, you know, and it works amazingly, especially for you large chested mamas who do not fit in the Simple Wishes. That is all that I'm going to say about it though, because I'm going to have a full review on this on my channel here shortly. And the last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was something to track your pumps in your freezer stash and all that good stuff, and it is called Pump Log. Now I'm showing you on the Apple Store just because I do no longer have it on my phone because I'm no longer keeping track of what I make. I've reached my freezer stash goal, and now I just give everything else that I make that Remy doesn't eat, I donate it. So I'm not really keeping track anymore. I feel like it stresses me out at some point more than it does any good. So when I can finally stop doing it, I like to. So I don't use it anymore, but it is a great app, guys. It has everything from keeping track of what's in your freezer stash to how long until you have that you can stop pumping. Just everything. It is so inclusive. It shows you your output for daily, weekly. I'm just trying to like scroll through and look here. Just go look at it on the Apple Store. I'm not sure if it's available for Android yet, but it is amazing. Lots of EP mamas love this. It was actually created by a husband of an EP mama, which I think is really cool. But definitely check that out if you're looking for an app on iOS for you to track your pumps, because it is great. I think that is everything that I have for my breastfeeding must-haves. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.